I have to say I'm my partner in crime with me. I know he's not Ray, but hey, it's the best I can do on short notice.
What's going on? You look warm. You got your little sweater on today. Looks like you shaved.
Yeah, a little bit. I'll shave again Tuesday.
Good, fantastic.
I might need some help here. I mean, lack of promotion, I think, on my end by not doing Twitters, but I would expect a lot more people to watch me and Ray the other day. It was a pretty good show. We were kind of having some fun and talking and stuff. But now that you're here, I'm pretty sure we'll get a lot of people watching. Bolivar came to get a good seat. See if he gets a good seat when dinner comes, or he goes into his pocket, or he turns around and has to go to the bathroom when the tab comes. He'll be there.
What's up, Nate? Bolivar, Wes, Kim? What's happening?
Wes is my stalker. He never misses a show. He's the man.
And
so
people always, just real quick, people always like they call stalkers like bad people. Like, think about what this world would be like without stalkers, right? I mean, like you need like true lover type of fans. No.
Yes, you do. And
let me tell you, a good stalker. Like, you don't have to be a creepy stalker. There's good stalkers.
I've got what I call bona fide legit stalkers. So yeah, they're good. They're not stalkers. I don't want to say they're fans. They're more they got my back, and they enjoy the show, and I like that. I thought it was Solo too. He popped in. He must really not be getting any because he's wearing the Eagles shirt. He's wearing the Eagles shirt. He's getting dipping for the tip, and he's going to be praying for the Eagles. Now, before I'm going to talk about a college basketball game, but this is on record because it's proven. Week 16, of course, you found something wrong with it, but I told you I was betting a lot of money on the San Francisco 49ers to get to the Super Bowl. And you said, you want to bet Brock Purdy? Do it. I said, I did. I bet him. I also told you I was betting Buffalo.
To be clear, you're more or less referencing basically the two favorites from each side of the NFL. Like, it's not like the 49ers made to the playoffs.
They weren't the two favorites. Okay, time out. Before you
49ers were the favorite to make the Super Bowl for the last 4 weeks.
Okay. This was before, what did I tell you? Before week 17, I bet this. Frisco, who I knew would have to eventually go to Philadelphia on the road. And at the time, I bet Buffalo, figuring they might have to go to Kansas City. Didn't matter to me. So those are two teams I'm betting. The odd thing about the whole thing, do you know the odds have actually dropped now? Philly's still going to be home if they beat the Giants, right? So right now, Frisco is plus 155 to get to the Super Bowl. Philly is plus 167 to get to the Super Bowl.
Coming into the playoffs, the 49ers were a bigger favorite to make the Super Bowl than the Philadelphia Eagles at all books.
Okay, well, I got one where it wasn't because maybe I did it after week 16 because the purpose for me of doing it was maybe I think we call it was kind of even Frisco, but I know I was going on the guy getting a heart attack on the field, going to be a little momentum kind of thing. So like people are saying to me, so you must be rooting for the Giants this week. I'm like, well, why? I'm not rooting for anybody. Why would I root for the Giants? Well, wouldn't you rather play the Giants at home than Philadelphia? And I learned this a long time ago. Be careful for what you fucking wish for. I'm not going to sit there and root for the Giants so I can say, hey, Frisco, my best shot now is playing the Giants at home because they'll fucking win. I'm not rooting for Jacksonville to beat Kansas City. I mean, I guess it would be an easier task, but if Jacksonville beats Kansas City, why the fuck won't they beat Buffalo?
They would be winners of 8 in a row, hottest team in the NFL.
Yeah, and I don't want no part of that. I don't want no part of that. Just let Frisco go in there with Big Cock Brock and beat Philly. I mean, if the Giants win, that's great. I mean, but yeah, I bet them both to make it with really good odds. But a tennis situation that I have for you, which is unreal. You know what I did? I bet Djokovic to win it all, and I got Djokovic. If I remember, was plus 145 or something like that to win it all, and I took Swiatek, who actually had the same exact odds at plus 145, and then together I bet them as a combo to get to they both win, like kind of a parlay, like the men's side and the women's side at plus 400. I mean, I'm not losing the bet. I don't think I'm going to lose the bet. I think it's a solid 4-1 bet. So, and I don't think I'm losing either side. So now today, I'm just having a look, and I was like, yeah, I wonder what maybe I'll see if the people that got in late, maybe I can get it on the Friday show, give them the game. I look, Djokovic is still plus 123. And all these guys got knocked out. Like these guys that had a threat are out. He should be minus 200. The second favorite for other than Djokovic to win, it's Tsitsipas, that Greek fuck who chokes on anything.
Yeah, he'll never beat Djokovic.
He'll never beat Djokovic. He wouldn't beat fucking Djokovic ever. And he's the second choice at plus 690.
The only reason they probably might have spiked his odds is because he has looked really good, but he's looked good against inferior opponents, which he's done his entire short career.
Until you get to the finals. Until you get to the finals. And Swiatek, right? I got Swiatek.
Just for our fellow Polish fans, it is Swiatek. I just want to make sure our fellow Polish fans are making sure we're pronouncing her name correctly.
It's Swiatek, and fucking Polacks are cool. Don't worry about it. Anyway, listen. So Swiatek, I got her. I think it was 140 before it started. She's plus 172, and a bunch of them cunts are knocked out. So I mean, the second choice there is Sabalenka at plus 690 or something like that. She don't have a Chinaman's chance of beating fucking Swiatek. And that's what I'm calling her, Swiatek. Like I call Natty. I mean, I got to be sitting in a fucking cat burglar seat here now. Look, I know I just fucked myself by saying it, but I lose. I got what's her name? Sabalenka at plus 680. Then after that, Coco Gauff at what, plus 930. Then after that, you're in the thousands.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine Djokovic would even come close to losing until the quarters or even semis. But Jackson, as far as don't count out the Greek god, I mean, unless this guy, if you've watched him long enough, you would know he consistently gets pounded by the big three. And yeah, you can make that argument for everybody, but like people want him to be good so bad or really good so bad, but he just continues to choke in the biggest of games. What was the game last year that he was up a big and was it against Medvedev that he choked up 2 sets?
Medvedev, that's when they had the fight on the sidelines, and Medvedev says with the Russian accent, "Shut your mouth, Tsitsipas, so I slap your face." Fucking Tsitsipas was like a little cunt. He ran into it like he crawled up in a ball.
I'll tell you what, like I don't know the odds. I don't know the odds because I haven't looked at it yet, but I think Tsitsipas plays Sinner next. Sinner, who's never won a 5-set match down 2 sets. That's some like real momentum. Obviously, Tsitsipas looks as good as he's looked all year, or as good as he's looked in quite some time. But again, he is just a player that beats up on inferior opponents. And then when the real boys come to town, he just is like a mental breakdown.
Sinner is plus 1260 to win the whole thing. So, but here's the problem with Sinner, which probably saved me a lot of money. Sinner's problem is he can't handle. He has fitness issues, and he seems like a fit guy. But you get him
super young. Is he 21 or 20? Like, he's super young.
I know, but there's something about him. There's something about him. He just cannot go deep. I mean, he plays in Miami. He retires if it's hot, if it's humid. There's something about him, and I figured, you know what, Australia's going to kill him because of that. But yeah, I mean, I was real surprised that he came back down 2 sets. Real surprised. But Sinner's good. But again,
I'm not saying he's going to beat Tsitsipas because in reality, he's the type of guy Tsitsipas always beats. I'm just saying in terms of Djokovic, is that match supposed to be the finals? When would that match be? Would that match be? I don't know what brackets they're in. Would that match be the finals? Oh. Tsitsipas and Djokovic? I don't even know.
I think it could be, yeah. But right now, Tsitsipas is minus 200 over Sinner.
So just to be clear, Jackson, on your end, first of all, the never won a set. I don't think that even matters. If it even did matter, wouldn't Tsitsipas be minus 700 in this matchup? Right. You said he's minus 200.
Yeah, and Medvedev is gone, so he's already got knocked the fuck out, didn't he? So you got Medvedev out. You got he's gone. You got what's his name? The other guy that won the
I'll be honest. Based on who's left, I mean, maybe Korda. Just because Korda has upside. The problem with Korda is I don't think he can string together 7 straight matches. Like, he's just not the type of player that can string together 7 straight big matches. But based on who's left, I don't even know who could.
There's no Casper Ruud. I mean, they're all fucking gone. They're all gone.
I don't even know who could threaten him. Like, to me, Sinner would be probably Tsitsipas's last potential threat. Kachanov ain't going to beat the. I mean,
no, his serve don't mean shit. That's like hitting against a fucking brick wall.
And Popyrin looks good. I've always liked him. It's nice to see him with some upside, but. I mean, even him, like he's another one. There's no way he can string together 7 straight matches.
I would say this. If I had to be afraid of one player said, you know what? I mean, I know I'm in a good spot right now, and you guys right now too. Take advantage. Bet fucking Djokovic right now plus take him with Swiatek. You get plus 425. That's a tremendous fucking odds on both of them winning. But I'm afraid of that fucking Rune. Rune's tough. For some reason, he just bothers me. He scares me. Only person that scares me is Rune. You know, I'm a Bautista gut. He ain't never gonna win nothing. I'm not worried about that.
The problem with Rune is his first serve's like an issue still, isn't it? Like he's not up there with the big boys yet.
Well, but you can get that fucker on a good day, and you never know. You never know what happens.
Love him on clay.
What?
Love him on clay.
Yeah, but he's not on clay now. He's on hardcore.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying he scares you. I don't really scare me.
Well,
I'll be honest. I'd be more scared of a guy like a Rublev, who is a notorious choke artist, but at least from an upside perspective, he can hang with anybody on any given day.
I just think what happens is there's so many people that when you get these things, they say, hey, you know, they say, hey, this guy's got a shot. Like knowing you're probably putting 100 on fucking your boy JJ Wolf. I mean, which okay, that's fine. You know, something to root for because you're a fucking JJ Wolf guy. I like Wolf. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong.
On hard surfaces, he's pesky.
Yeah, but I'm saying is a lot of people say 134. I mean, I think if you break down the numbers on the lines, what it should be, Djokovic is going to be a huge favorite in every fucking match. He's going to be so huge. And again, the only person that scares him can't go near him. The second favorite won't go near him. So yeah, I like that. So guys, really, that's a tremendous bet if you guys want to bet it. It feels like he is tougher than Tsitsi and shit. Yeah, he's what's name? Djokovic, when the money's on the line, is good. So I'm going to go with that. I do want to get a basketball game out of the way. Then we could fuck around and do what we need to do. But you playing anything in basketball tonight?
I did.
Oh, fuck. You might have faded me.
I don't think so.
The games that I bet. You don't bet the games that I bet.
I bet Richmond plus 1.5 tonight.
You bet the Spiders
against VCU.
Yeah, VCU struggles on the road, but I mean they've been okay lately. But
now they're minus 1.5. So they were. I bet them plus 1.5 last night.
Oh, that's good. I took the Seahawks tonight. The Wagner Seahawks minus 4.5 against Central Connecticut. Those would be the Blue Devils. This is a really weird game. How do you back a team that's 4-15 on the road, who plays no defense? They give up 71 points a game. Central Connecticut fucking sucks. Wild card for me is they score about the same as Wagner. So offensively, their efficiency and their numbers are pretty much almost identical. But one gives up 62 points a game, the other is giving up fucking 71. It's going to be tough to make up. What teams like this, and I always use this as the gymnasium theory, when you're playing these small kind of where there's no seats, there's fucking benches. I always like to add an extra couple of points for the home team there. I think crowded, the fans are on there. They're kind of, it makes it for a tougher place to play. But what's really weird to me is here's what I like about the game. Wagner this year had 6 different players lead their team in scoring and 5 different players lead their team in rebounds. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure that they're deep. They're a deeper team. So, I mean, I like that. The totals is stunning to me at 124. So when I look at that total at 124, I have to look at it and say, well, this is a low total. I think Central Connecticut's going to have a tough time scoring here. I think they're going to have a tough time scoring. I think the game, the total is based on the offensive power ratings, because that's the only way. Because when you do the power ratings offensively, the total comes exactly the way it is. If you put offense and defense together and you match it, the total should be way different. So the line should be way different. So, I think with both teams scoring 64, 65 points, total, that's probably like 130, but they got it at 124. I just don't think they're factoring in that Central Connecticut is one of the teams that give up probably the easiest baskets in college basketball. Hence why their record is fucking 4-15 or whatever it is. This ain't Houston and Kansas. These aren't great teams. I think, but the home team in Wagner, should expose that record and that the fact that they give up that many points. I mean, if they give up 70 points, they can't win. And if all they got to do is just do what they normally do. So I'm gonna go with the Wagner Seahawks minus 4.5. That line has stayed the same all day. I'm pretty sure you're not going to find it on national television, but I'm pretty sure you can find the scores on your iPad or your watch or whatever fucking device you use. So
I do believe Wagner has their own college channel that you can get online.
Really? Oh, fucking! I didn't subscribe to it. Both Wagners are both combined minus 50 in tempo. Yes. Gotcha, Steve. But I kind of think Wagner might be a little bit better, and I think they've played a couple better teams as far as I'm concerned. The Pelesi's at the gym in Philly, old school. Yeah. They used to have the Fab Five, the Big Five there. I used to go there many times with my dad. Villanova, Penn, Drexel, LaSalle, St. Joe's, Temple. Be there all afternoon. Watch all the games. It was great. So
I did make a bet in tennis. Wanted your thoughts. I did bet the under in the Lynette Alexandrova match because
all right, let me get to the fucking ticker. Let me get to the fucking the tennis pop, and we'll let you know if you're right or not. Okay, that's the only thing I can do for you, buddy. You bet under in Lynette in
under. I split. And the odds are still the same that they were last
22?
night. I split it under 21.5 and under 22.5. I split the bet. The logic there is you want to target Magda Lynette against hard-hitting players because she's extremely defensive and she pushes a lot of opponent mistakes. Alexandrova was quite the opposite, quite the same player as Lynette. She's just better at it, and it's likely going to frustrate Lynette. But if you get a bad version of Alexandrova, she can easily lay up in 2 sets as well. So I'm just more.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're saying I do this a lot. I'll do it where. Like I would say in this case, why not just fucking lay to 149 and Alexandrova, if you like her. But then again, I've done this before where I bet an under like a 22 in a game in a set or under 19.5 saying, like Coco Gauff and Ostapenko. I'll use that as an example. You bet that game under 20. Coco Gauff will kill this girl, right? All right, great. Then you find out she loses 6-3, 6-3. I win the bet, but I had the wrong girl. So it does give you a shot just in case that one player that you liked, I think is going to be really, really solid, has an off day.
And when that's playing well, I mean, obviously she's coming off a huge win against Kontaveit, but again, you're talking another hard-hitting player. And I'll be honest, I liked it because we were talking a bit on that Townsend match. Yeah. Townsend's serve and volley slapped Alexandrova right in the mouth in the beginning of that match. But, she came around and adjusted to it and then really, thumped her afterwards. But I think that people are liking the version of Lynette they're seeing, and that's fine. But to me, I do think one of these two players lays down in 2 sets.
Another thing, I don't know if you know this, but people that bet tennis, I think Alexandrova loses 6-1 in the first set. I wasn't worried. I read better in the second set, and then I wasn't worried about the match because I figured she would adjust to the serve and volley game. But what happens a lot of times is if you're down 3-0. Okay. And you're going to be in for a 3-setter for women or, a lot of times what is you have to look at on who's serving and what, because what you want to do is you want to put yourself in a position where if you're serving down 5-love or if the opponent is serving down 5-love, you don't even fucking try. Okay. Because you want to be the first one to serve in set 2. So why would you try to win? Why would you get to 5-1, then not have to serve first in the second one? So a lot of times you'll see it when I see somebody down 4-0 in a game, I'll just fucking bet game by game and I'll play that individual, whether I have a bet on or against that person. I'll just individually finish out the set and bet that, or maybe bet under 7.5 or something, thinking she'll just run it right through. So yeah, I kind of look to see who's serving next. I kind of do things like that. St. John's -4. Rob, let me tell you about St. John's. I have this love-hate relationship with them. When they're good, the Soriano kid, I love him. I mean, this kid's going to be a pro. He's going to be a good pro. You seen this kid play, Jane Soriano?
He's been there a few years, right?
The kid is unbelievable. Really good. I mean, he's probably a quarter or a third of their offense, but he rebounds. A real strong kid. I like St. John's. They got a really good coach. They got a good system. They seem to play well. But once in a while, they get into a funk, and I can't, when you play St. John's, the safest thing with St. John's is to try to always play them over because when they're home, you look at their point differential, look at their point scoring, their games, even giving up. They always seem to be high-scoring games at home.
They play really good in the Garden. Don't they split their games? They don't play every game.
The Garden, but they've been really playing good on Luke Carnesecca court. That's been really good. DeMinor, yeah, DeMinor's. You could be right with DeMinor. He's going to be a big favorite. So if he wins straight sets, your best bet, Fap, is go the set route with DeMinor because he's going to be a pretty big fucking favorite. Let me see what he is now. Where is he, DeMinor? That cocksucker. Yeah, he's minus 417. Again, the only reason why I wouldn't go straight sets is because if Bonzi gets his serve going, you figured he could steal a set. Just give you a line in this so you know if you like him in straight sets.
And Bonzi's at least mentally stable. Like, he doesn't just give up. Like, he's not just going to handle. Like, if
Yeah.
he's down 2-0, he's not just going to hand over the third set.
Yeah, I mean, like Bonzi's minus 175 at plus 2.5 sets, not to get fucking straight setted. So if you like D Manure, you can get him at plus 136 or 140 or whatever the case, whatever kind of juice you're getting on that. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. I mean, he's the better player. Bonzi, if his serve isn't there, he's in trouble. So yeah, tonight Von der Rose 2-0 to win minus 15. What do you think? Von der Rose is good. I mean,
she's getting back. Obviously, she lost a lot of rank points over the last few years. She was able to retain her rank during COVID, but obviously she's been in a bit downhill slide then. But she's looked good recently, which helps. But the young chick she's playing, right? What's her name? For Vidova?
Fovitova, yeah. I've seen her play really good matches. I've really seen her play good matches.
She's going to be a really good player. I think. Obviously Vandruska could win. I mean, it's an interesting style of clashes, but
I mean,
I don't love it.
What minus 1.5? Right now, I'm seeing at minus 1.5, minus 128. So if you can get it at minus 115, do it. What I do see is when I'm looking at some of the offshore numbers, there's a lot of money being bet under 21 at minus 118. Now again, you can get minus 20. Under 20. What is it? No, 20.5 is minus 0.09, but a lot of people are taking under 21 in case it's 6-4, 6-4. So that's a play I think a lot of people are making. So you might be onto something. You might be onto what these tennis pros are betting. George is here for the family bonding. I love that. George, you are definitely a family man, and you are definitely bonding with us. JJ,
you want to talk on a little NFL?
Yeah, exactly. Let's do
any strong stands you took this weekend? Anything?
I'm not lying. I didn't bet an NFL game because again, I got a lot of money invested into my futures. But what I will say is, and everybody should know this, and you probably would like this more than anybody because you're a conspiracy theorist. Every book that I know, really, legit books, basically saying like, Joe, I don't get it. Everybody is fucking hitting me with the teaser with Jacksonville, bringing it up to more than 2 touchdowns. They're teasing Dallas. They're teasing every fucking dog. And like Cincinnati is better than Buffalo. I mean, I can get them at plus 11.5 or 12.5. Are you fucking kidding me? And that's what people are thinking. So I'm like, I would think during playoffs, people would moneyline favorites or tease favorites down, but no, it doesn't seem to be the case. They're begging for now. Not when I say begging, I meant as a joke. I mean, books right now are going to be exposed with dog teasers, because a lot of people like Giants. There are a lot of people. I don't know this bet because I guess it's one of these. I think Ray told me about it where you can use an in-game with a total and it's 7.5 and somehow you can get 14.5 or you can get 7.5 points. I don't know how it works, but I don't do that kind of crazy. I don't do the totals in games, and I can't root for my team not to score, and I can't.
The same game pause. Yeah, you can take. You can take it as much as you want. You can take it 7 points in both directions, 5 points in one, 7 in the other. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. So I think you're going to see a lot of Giant bets at 14.5. The people that do that, I think you're going to see a lot of Jacksonville bets at whatever 16 or 16.5 or however they do it. And yeah, it seems like everybody's going to tease the dogs to the over. And I hear a lot of that lately. I'm just new to that game. I don't want to learn any more games. I got enough fucking games that I know. I don't want to be learning anything else. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Frisco wins obviously because I'm biased, so it's really not a legitimate pick. It's not a pick. I mean, technically, I got him at a pick with my future bet. Why would I lay points? I'm a little nervous about Buffalo and Cincinnati. I'm not going to lie to you because I don't know. But the fact that Cincinnati's offensive line is really, really banged up could cause a problem. So I guess I'm all right. Giant game, I'll put it this way. I think the Giants would beat the Eagles outright or the Eagles blow the Giants out, if that makes sense. I don't think the points come into play there.
Hey, very, very well might be right. So what's first game is, so KC, Jacksonville. I like KC early in the game. Jacksonville's been a really good second half team, and they might backdoor a cover or something. I don't know.
They play this year, and didn't Jacksonville play them tough? I'm pretty sure
Jacksonville should have scored more. It was weird because I think KC got off to a big lead, like 14-0 or something early,
right.
and then did what they do every game, which is put the foot on the brakes.
Yeah.
The final score was 27-17, I think.
Okay.
But Jacksonville left a lot of points on the board, but I would argue KC just decided to play safe with a big lead too. So, but that could happen as well. That's why I'm sure people want to bet Jacksonville, because in reality, Jacksonville's a good second half team, and they're no stranger to coming back. They just came back from 27-0. I do like KC early though. You get Andy Reid off a bye, extra time to prepare. So yeah, I like the KC team total first half over. It's like 15.5, 16, depending your book. Second game is Philly Giants. Definitely prefer Philly first half there. A historically good first half team all season long. Jalen Hurts gets hurt. It does change things. Lane Johnson supposedly is going to play. That's a pretty big deal. He's only the best offensive lineman in football. So yeah, overall, I do agree with you though. If Philly's losing at the half, I think that they're likely just going to lose outright.
Yeah, I think if you give the Giants, a life, I think that could, I mean, look, all my friends from Philly, I know I got a lot of friends from Philly. I heard all this shit during the World Series. It's like, oh, this is our year, blah blah blah. I mean, it's Philly's year, and I don't know. I've said to you probably like 6-7 weeks ago, Philly's going to have a really bad fucking game one day, and they're going to nail this quarterback, and everything's just going to go bad, and it's probably going to happen in a fucking playoff game. That's what I really think is going to happen. I don't know why. Is Georgia live against Benzik? No, she's really not, Trap. Benzik is good. I mean, Benzik is real good. If she was live, I would say it's worth something. I do not think she's live at all. Georgia is so fucking hot and cold. I mean, it's telling you right there. She's 455. Total's low. I mean, it's a straight set looking kind of match.
I think in relation to your comment, Fap, would Philly's D be able to stop Jones? I mean, they certainly did it a few weeks ago. The big difference is, and this was infuriating for me, and I hate to be Monday morning quarterback, but Minnesota, every play defensively rushes 4 men, and they don't do anything else. It makes a quarterback's job so easy. Like when you play Philly, they just alternate a lot of blitz packages, and Daniel Jones against Minnesota didn't have to figure out any blitz packages because Minnesota kept running the same 4 guys at every play. They didn't even have extra guys in the box attempting to blitz. Philly's going to change things up. Philly's going to get a lot more pressure. And look, they played a few weeks ago where
with
Daniel
nobody,
Jones,
third teamers for the Giants. And it competed.
No, but they played 2 weeks before that as well. So they played 2 weeks before that, and Daniel Jones did absolutely nothing on the ground. I think it was like 4 carries for 25 yards, something like that. And Philly's 4th stringers were in the 4th quarter. 4th stringers.
Against the Giants?
Correct. It was 48 to whatever that score.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the Giants started their game with, like what Joey said, Davis Webb.
I wasn't talking about that. I can care less about that game. I'm talking about the game they played 2 weeks before that.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't say
the game that I was actually at, and the game that I saw Philly's 4th stringers in the 4th quarter. That was the game. So for me, there's a huge mismatch in the trenches. Now, granted, the Giants have a tremendous amount of momentum, more momentum than they had before, but the game was just as important to the Giants weeks ago as this game is, and they absolutely came out completely flat. So not saying that will happen. Obviously, you'd expect this game to be a little more competitive, but the idea or concept that, Philly all year has played dog shit teams like the Giants, and now that they're playing the Giants in the playoffs, people are like, oh, I'll bet the Giants.
I don't think that, but one thing I've learned about watching playoff games, and when you see teams that get deep runs, and you see teams in March Madness, it all comes down to this. Everybody's 0-0 right now. Every team is 1 game away. I would not want to be I never wanted to be the guy with the target on. I mean, teams like the Giants or Jacksonville, I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm not saying I put money on them. But if I'm the Giants, I say, hey, wait a minute. Here's what I figured out. We now trust our quarterback. Our quarterback could run. He could also roll out and throw. And guess what? Philly's been fucking the team all year long. And they're just 1 bad play away from going home and watching the fucking Super Bowl on TV. So I think there's a lot of pressure. I'm not saying there's not pressure on both teams, but I think when the teams that are supposed to win, I think there's a lot of pressure on the Kansas City quarterback. Tremendous stats, a bunch of things, everything's going right for him. He doesn't get there this year. Let's look at his resume now. Loses a Super Bowl, he wins 1, okay. But he'll have a resume. He's going to start having that fucking Peyton Manning resume or the Aaron Rodgers resume, where not winning that big game or getting to the big game and not winning it. I think that Mahomes has the most pressure on him. I mean, he gets a little break playing Jacksonville, but if Jacksonville runs the ball, frustrates him a little bit. I think anything could happen in these games. I think there's no rhyme or reason for somebody to say, well, you know, if Philly's going to fucking do this or Buffalo's, you don't know. Like I say, I'm doing two things. I think I'm doing two stories. I'm doing the Buffalo, who I think is due to get to a Super Bowl. I think with the guy getting the heart attack, and I think the guy that you hate, who's actually the highest rated QBR the last 6 weeks, Brock Purdy. I don't know if he's the answer, but he hasn't given me anything to think that he hasn't done a great job on so far. Dallas money line for me. Rob, you could be right. I mean, you know, if it does, I rip a ticket up. But hey, it's not going to be the first ticket I rip up. It won't be the last one.
Yeah, I think in relation to the Saturday games, I would lean the favorites. On the Sunday games, I lean the dogs. The only reason why I'm not convicted on the Bengals is because 3 offensive linemen is a big deal. If Joe Burrow's going to spend that entire game running for his life, it's not going to be ideal. But I will say this: if you just talk, I don't know, maybe I know Big T referred to it as intangibles. You can call it whatever you want. Joe Burrow always wins these types of games, and Josh Allen always loses these types of games. So to me, just based on that alone, you would think that could be enough. And if you think Josh Allen is not going to turn the ball over a few times, he is just a turnover machine. And especially if they get a double-digit lead. There is no quarterback worse in the NFL. I don't care if this is a hot take. No quarterback worse in the NFL with a double-digit lead than Josh Allen. Back-to-back plays again last week with a 17-0 lead that he turned the ball over.
And I agree with you. But as a bettor, okay, just think of yourself as a bettor. When you got a guy that's making mistakes and all of a sudden, you know, look, he fucked up. Then you blink your eye, they're up 10. Okay, he's still
it was his third string quarterback. Miami. I mean, he's not. If he makes those mistakes against the Bengals, they're going to lose. Like there's no.
I agree with you, but I want a team. I want a team that at least is not going to sit down and say, "Oh shit, I'm throwing interceptions. Let me kind of play a little fucking close now." I want a team at least that's going to not change their whole fucking game plan because of a turnover. Just do what you do, you know.
And also, let's also just touch on the narrative situation. The Bengals have all the argument in the world that they should be hosting this game. The fact that they were forced to go into Buffalo for this game, I'm sure, does not make them feel good about anything. But needless to say, for me, I wouldn't look. The line is what it is right now, 5.5, purely because the Bengals will be without 3 offensive linemen. So that makes Joe Burrow could be running for his life, and you'll know early. It'll be like I said this on the Print Factor. It'll be like the Super Bowl a few years back with Kansas City and Tampa, where Mahomes was missing 3 offensive linemen, and you saw early on he was running for his life from the tip of the football, or from the kick of the football, and all game long just running for his life. If it's going to be that, it's going to be a problem. But with that said, best bet for me all week long is Joe Burrow over 10.5 rushing yards. Between the bad offensive line, which is going to force him out of the pocket.
A quick question on that. Do they deduct from sacks?
No.
Oh, then that's probably the easy bet. Yeah, because if they deduct from sacks, it's fucked.
No, obviously QB kneels they'll deduct, but the reason it's 10.5 is because it's kind of what his number's been all year. His number's probably been under 10 most of the year. And I know he hasn't rushed for over 10 yards in a few games now, but this is the playoffs, and this is a team dealing with offensive line issues. This is a team that if you think Buffalo is going to go in there and win, it's likely going to be a trail script. When quarterbacks are trailing in the playoffs, they run more. There's a lot of scenarios where, to me, that gets over. And look, obviously it might not happen, but there's going to be at least 4 to 5 opportunities for Burrow to run. That poor offensive line is going to push him out of the pocket. In relation to the Dallas-San Francisco game, I mean, look, I obviously have been anti-49ers since Purdy took over. It's not that I'm anti-49ers.
You're anti-49ers.
This knob-sob fest of Purdy is like unbelievable. The guy doesn't throw a pass longer than 15 yards. Like, look, just call him what he is. Like, he's got all these yak guys, these yards after catch guys on his team. He throws the ball 5 yards and they take it to the house. I mean, against Seattle, didn't he throw an 8-yard pass to Debo they took for 80 yards? This is the normal version of Brock Purdy. That's fine. He's a good game manager in that sense.
It's working. You can't fight it. I mean, if the guys win, when they win 11 in a row, and let's go back to your thing, and then we'll head out of here. Why not use what the problems that Cincinnati's having? Don't you think Burrow dump it off to Mixon, small little slants? He's not going to have the time to go long. I would think a completion kind of prop or some kind of receivers catching balls out of the backfield. That would seem
it could. Just realize that's really not their MO. They do it, but they get the ball down.
It's not their MO until it has to be. I mean, when you have a makeshift offensive line, I think you're going to have to do something. It's not their MO for having Joe Burrow to tuck and start running. But I mean, he's going to have to. I mean, sometimes you can only play the cards you're dealt. I mean, that might be a consideration. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
George wanted to know.
dump off's definitely not a bad idea. His completions, his attempts. I mean, they're likely going to have to. But again, you could make a few different arguments. If anything, you'd argue they're probably not going to be able to run the ball with any effectiveness. So maybe you bet under the running backs props rushing. I mean, they're probably not going to be able to run for much.
Yeah, I mean, George had let's answer George this one. Which team would you feel more comfortable taking the first half this weekend, and which total would you also consider taking? And that's going to be for you because
where's that coming
from? George Wood. It's my buddy, Marine.
What time was that? George Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, George, for me, my favorite bet of the weekend is Philly first half -3.5, regardless of halves or whatnots. To me, if you think Philly's going to win, you should bet them in the first half because if this is a competitive game late, I don't necessarily trust Philly to win the game anyway. So I'd rather get on them early, and they've been good early in games. So yeah, I prefer it. And again, I do think early on in the game, the Giants are going to feel like they're in quicksand. The Philly defense is a totally different matchup than the Vikings defense. So totally different. So yeah.
Just talking to his wife again. Bob, we will sing them songs at dinner. Bang, bang, Lulu. Yes. No question. So here's my schedule. I'll be on Monday. Then I'm out of town. So I won't do Wednesday. And I won't do Friday, but I'll be back the following Monday. So Monday, maybe I'll do an extended show, whether it's with JJ or me or with Ray or somebody. But we'll get into the weekend and review and some basketball, and then I'll get right back at you guys on the following Monday, unless I sneak one in Tuesday before whatever. We'll figure it out. Again, all I can say is Djokovic in Swiatek, and if you Pollocks don't like the way I say it, go get a fucking Kabasi and go fuck yourself. It's Swiatek.
Go ahead, finish.
All right, no, that's it. And again, I'm playing Wagner tonight, and that's it. Again, I've decided that I don't want to really throw my hat in opinions on football and stuff that I don't really know. So not that I don't know. I'm not really going to concentrate on football because you know why? In a month it's going to be gone. So why would I even bother fucking worrying about it? I got to worry about what's coming up, which is college basketball. It's here in tennis. So on that note, yeah, I mean, it was good to have you today. I'm glad you're not yelling at me. I see you got that fake gold cross on. You're an atheist. Why are you wearing a cross?
Yeah, I've found God.
You should.
So yeah, in relation to this weekend, guys, because I see this happen to everybody every week in the NFL, especially. Don't allow yourself to be enwrapped in the public is on this side, all the money is on that side, all this is that. Just have some conviction, make some bets if you like games, make those bets. Don't convince. It doesn't matter who anybody's on. It doesn't matter. I will say this, with the way the lines are this weekend, I would expect for the most part probably be a lot of dog money per se on a lot of these games, but either way, it doesn't matter. It's like just bet who you like. Whoever you like, bet them. And it'll make your wins more enjoyable. And if you lose, just do drugs or drink.
Yeah, I mean, look, the people who are going to win this week are the ones that have horseshoes up their ass. Those are the people that win every week in the NFL. That's the end of that's the bottom line. There's no what do you call it? There's no rhyme or reason. Eastern Washington basketball, keep your eye on them. It's not, if not already, won 9 games all year. Favorite covered 11. All right, we'll do it, Chris. Eastern Washington. Let's do that. Let's keep an eye on them motherfuckers. Don't feel you have to bet every NFL playoff game. Fuck, I ain't betting one of them. Why should I? Anyway, so I'll be back getting ready for a cigarette because you're about to tell me to go fuck myself. Actually, maybe I won't tonight. So I mean, I'll end it, but maybe tonight. Maybe I think we've made a crossroads period tonight where we might send it a nice father-son show without. There'd probably be no reason to say go fuck yourself tonight. So for everybody over at Run Pure, for Uncle Dunkel, for Uncle Dunkel, for Auntie Dunkel, for all the Dunkels in this world, enjoy your weekend. Have a safe weekend. Don't drink and drive.
Papa Dunkel.
Do not, for you ladies out there, please do not get caught doing push-ups in a cucumber patch. It's not good for you. I'm out of here. Okay? I'm out of here. So for everybody, enjoy. Have a great day. And